Hi guys, it's Parsifal's Judgment. I also go by Will, and I am back with another video from the sketchbook haul. These are two of my 2014 sketchbooks, and I actually have 4 2014 sketchbooks, but I'm going to the first two first in their own video because these are actually not very thin. They are completely filled out with only maybe 1 or 2 pages ripped out of them. So between the two of them, it's probably going to take me a whole video just to do these two. And then I'll do the other two in another video. So, these are both Strathmore 100 sheet 5.5 by 8.5s with perforated pages and recycled sketch paper. And because they look exactly the same, I covered them in stickers to be able to tell the difference between them. So this one was the first one. This one was from early 2014. And most of these are from like Botan Rice Candy or like school, so they're not very good stickers, but it's just stuff I had at the time. I didn't start really collecting stickers for a long while afterwards. So, yeah, this is just a bunch of old art, and like this is my character Tybalt as a pirate. Most of these are my OCs, and this is really just like a graphite sketchbook. I was mostly drawing in pencil for this. This is from God Mode. And this is another character from God Mode that I didn't really sketch out well. And basically, it's just a sketchbook that I did a lot of quick stuff in. I wasn't really doing finished stuff at the time. I'm not really sure why, and I didn't draw on that page at all. But it just didn't really happen. This is actually an OC of my friend Wendy, who is here on YouTube under the username GaleForce3982, I believe. I might be getting the numbers wrong, but I will link her YouTube down in the description because she does some cool commentary stuff. But this is her God Mode character, Agolia, who is a goddess of knowledge. This is a OC from a original character tournament that I was doing a prize for. Most of this is just my OCs. Yeah, and it's a lot of old art. Characters talking about an autopsy. Doodles from God Mode. I had a bit of a problem with long noses then because I was transitioning between an anime phase and like a semi-realistic phase. And this is not a healthy relationship. They were like trying to murder each other because they were both villains. Don't do that. This, by the way, is my sister's character, Theo, and I will also link her channel down in the description. Object head stuff that I was concepting. That wasn't a boob, by the way, that's just like, literally a mannequin body, because the concept was they were, like, store mannequins. Yeah, notes on Pokemon. There's a lot of just random stuff in here that mostly has to do with my friends' OCs and either doing rip-offs of them, like this one, or making fun of them. Not in a malicious way, in a joking way. And yeah, it's just there's a lot of graphite stuff in there. They just never finished, and pen stuff. I think that was because I was about to go abroad around that time, and I was just using pencil at the time. This is my OC Harland. He's my OC Bennett's younger brother. Some first stuff for the Kane brothers. This is Vale, and that's his brother Tivo. I did this for Valentine's Day. Remember, this is the line art they did for William's Valentine's Day card. Random sketches. Did I miss page? No. This was for Valentine's Day for Hunger Games OCT. This is my friend Ron's OC Garen, and I will link Ron down in the description. Another friend is OC Ammo, belongs to Glasswalker, my OC Colden. Some family tree thing. The Kafka brothers. This is a Pokemon AU, so this is my version of Lance, who eventually became his own person, and he was interacting with my friend's OC Robbie. A bunch of eyes. I don't use the style of eye anymore, but it was something I was trying at the time. notes on things. I was trying to draw children on this page, and that did not turn out very well. And I think that was Frozen based, I think, and it was, again, supposed to be like young adults, not full adults, but that didn't translate well. This is from this is for my friend Evie and her wife, and some handwriting concepts for my character Wim, I guess. Sketch pages of my sister's character Theo. I don't know what that was. Random sketches. This page I drew on backwards or upside down, and these were from God Mode. These were the muses, and they were basically gods of the arts. Draw stuff with the shark god that we had. Blink concepts. More God Mode stuff. More God Mode stuff. That's really shippy. God Mode stuff. This was fairy and mythological being based God Mode stuff, where one of the muses was a butterfly fairy and the other one was a mer person. I think he was an orca. And then Wim was an octopus. The dragon goddess was a dragonfly, and this is the concept of Wim as an octopus, just wedging himself into small rock spaces to hide. I think this was a quick doodle for a formal wear concept. Bunch of colored pencil sketches that I was testing out. Doodles of two of the gods fighting in a Pacific Rim AU. More fighting stuff. I wasn't very good at that because it's not super dynamic, but I tried. Quick comic. More God Mode Pacific Rim AU, which was a complex thing because it was already an AU of an AU. Wim and his daughter Myriad, who controlled shards and could piece things back together like puzzle pieces. Bleed page. This is from a magical girl story that I was working with. That it was more than just magical girls. There's magical boys too. This is Capricorn. She has a Capricorn constellation themed magical girl theme. That's Wim again. Wim again. Another comic thing with Wim. Magical girl background characters. These were like the mortal characters. Wim in Greece in like 4th century BC. Another one magical blah 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 blah. I can't talk. Another one of my magical girls. This is Gisela, and she was a bubble themed magical girl. More doodles. My friend's OC Faye, who is a florist and also believes in flowers, or fairies, believes in fairies. Concept art for a character that I really need to redesign, because this is another example of I had long nose syndrome and it didn't really work out. Wim again. My character Leanne, who's the vampire, who like is also a detective. Sketches for Lyndon again. I believe this is God Mode again. Bleed page. Blink from God Mode. And I was trying to do a squishy face, though it didn't turn out super well. Another blank sketch page that I never went back to. I think this was going to be a thumbnail for an OCT entry cover, but I didn't end up liking it. So I went with this one instead. This one was Gareth. He was the opponent for that one, so he was the other character. More Gareth and doodles with my character Seti. Random doodles of my friends. And doodles of Sage, when I was actually figuring out what his hair looked like, which it looked a lot better than the original design his hair had. And this was him as like a Hunger Games tribute or something. And Sage's like boyfriend, though ZZ, as I said earlier, was Slate's husband, and he was at one point Sage's boyfriend. Yeah, and that's basically all that is in that sketchbook. It's really just mostly sketchy stuff. I think this is where I started, like, actually, this is summer 2014, and this is when I started adding color, but still just a lot of pencil sketches, which I kind of regret now, because after 2 years, they've just, like, rubbed off on the opposite pages and bled. This is stuff for my character Anane, who, if you guys remember, he was the son of a Nancy and a doctor, and I forgot that he liked to drink a lot of wine. This is ZZ again for another AU that I was doing with him, where he was from a fantasy world or a fairy tale world. He was supposed to be younger here, but it didn't really turn out well because, again, I could not draw children very well. And this is him when he's older, and he dyed his hair entirely white instead of just white with black streaks. He fights with a chain. Doodles of my OC Larico. My priest Bennett. This is Bennett again, and this was a character I have named Miguel, who used to be friends with Bennett, and he has a carving on his tree because he's a dryad, and that ended up being a scar on his body. Stylized doodles using curvy lines of Theo, and then these are Colden. And I was trying to figure out, like, how to draw a body with those lines, but didn't turn out well. Seti and his dad Ramses, who belongs to my friend Evie. I think this was Seti again, but I can't tell because this is old art and that hair is really generic. Could be Lance for all I know. This is Ramses and my character Ame. They're arguing about Seti. Random sketches that I didn't finish. A Shadow World Bennett. Bennett's son Bane, who only has one arm. Another character of my friend Wendy's. This is Lights Miles. Sketches of my character Tiefin. These were drawings of my character Raid, and this is another example of how I had noses that were way too long for the face. Raid is a vampire again. Sketches of a coat for my character Abel. My friend Jazz's character Domino. I think these are sketches of a winged backpack for my friend's character Robbie. Robbie again. Dean with the broken butterfly, and Dean's one of my characters. And I don't remember what this was for, but it was supposed to be super sad and didn't turn out that way. Stuff for the Hunger Games OCT with dead characters and symbols behind them. My character Dean and a butterfly behind him because he also died. Another Hunger Games OCT character named Ginger. Concept art for Robbie for a steampunk universe. I think I was just doodling shapes here and I named it because I was bored. I don't know what this is. Apparently it's a character named Grace, but I don't remember what it was, but I sucked at chibis back then. I still suck at chibis. Another weird chibi attempt. Some characters for the fan Pokemon region that my friend and I have. Liran, who is my character Lynn's adopted foster son. Sketch of... I don't remember what this is. It looks like a bear character or a cat or something on top of someone's head. My character Static and his boyfriend Ludwig. And Static looks a lot younger than he is, or at least he's supposed to, which he doesn't in this because I wasn't very good at drawing back then. Or at least not drawing ages. But he's supposed to look 29. Or he's supposed to look 16, but he's actually 29 because he's like a vampire. More characters, sketches of Raid and Tiefin. There's Dean again. I think this is when I started trying to add color to my pencil sketches. It kind of works, but I'm still not sure if I'm super happy with that. This is Henry from Fire Emblem, because I like Henry. My character Tybalt in a gladiator costume. Tybalt again. Vinka. This is all just like really quick sketch stuff. And this is when I started discovering red and blue lead, I think. Not that I didn't know it before, I didn't have it before, but I I just achieved it. And these are Roscon characters, and Roscon is the thing that I have with my friend Evie, which is a project that I don't know if we're going to continue, but it was fun to do. Attempts at drawing Pokemon, mostly a Sableye. I'm not very good at drawing animals. Vinka again, Vinka's Assistant Current, and this was my concept art for her as a character. Colden again. Aldrich was a character that I don't use anymore, but it was an attempt. Dean got arrested in an RP. These were characters for an OCT that I was doing, that we were doing headshots for. So I drew some of them traditionally and then colored them digitally. Notes on something. Noibat Gajinka. Random sketch page that I don't know what it is because I can't tell. Colden again. My friend's OC Robbie. My friend's OC Robbie when she's possessed by Rayquaza. Notes and another character stuff. I don't remember what this is because I don't remember who these characters are. Wim again, and an unfinished doodle. I'm sorry about that. My phone rang and I film on my phone, so that didn't turn out well. I believe, right about here, and this is basically just a drawing of my OC to TiVo. This is mouth gestures. This was an art trade that I inked digitally later. OC again. This was just drawings that I did trying to figure out hips. Excuse the music in the background. There is someone outside my window who is playing music very loudly. This is basically just gestures, and I figured out how to do hips a bit more later, but this is me trying to figure it out in the beginning. Another headshot that I colored digitally later, and this is all just headshots I colored digitally later. And this is for an OCT that was Sailor Moon base that I was in, that I entered a TiVo in. I was in a lot of OCTs at the time, and basically that was where a good number of my creative stuff and themes went. Looking back at it, I did enjoy them a lot, and I think they helped, but I'm not sure if I could have grown faster if I separated from that instead of just doing OCTs all the time. I feel like if I had expanded a little bit more and done more personal work and worked on my fundamentals more, it could have done better. This is Vale as a knight, and Frima as the princess. Yeah, this is also around the time when I was doing my thumbnails. I don't remember if I mentioned it earlier, and if I did, I apologize. But this is when I started using like a 6H or 4H pencil to sketch, which means that it was a lot easier for me to erase and sketch over it if I wanted to do further lines. But as you can see, it's really, really hard to pick up on camera, which causes a lot of problems when it comes to trying to film things and trying to see what the heck that is, which is just a unfinished sketch. But yeah, my structure has really improved over the years, and that's something that I can see in all these pictures. Even when I'm just trying out different poses, I can see that my structure has gotten a lot better through the years. Yeah, it's mostly just OCT stuff in this one, and yeah, I covered up personal information here. Yeah, this is a really good example in terms of in my opinion, of when I was just starting to learn how to use a sketchbook, and I would only use pencil, and I wouldn't draw on both sides of the page, and I was just really getting used to using a sketchbook, because this was only my second year of actually using sketchbooks officially. I didn't really start using sketchbooks until I was out of high school. So I'm really, really happy about this sketchbook, and this sketchbook actually, even though they're, in my opinion now, really boring and not interesting to look at, it really shows my progress over the years in terms of what I was trying to do and what I was using sketchbook for. It's not really a lot of finished work, and it didn't really have to be, but it was good for what I was trying to do at the time. And I've grown a lot since then. But yeah, As per usual, I will link anyone I have mentioned down in the description below. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments or message me on any of my social media that are also available in the description. I have an Instagram and a Tumblr and a YouTube channel and DeviantArt. I forget if there was anything else normally to my outro, so I am sorry if I've forgotten anything. And thank you so much for your support. Bye!